So, welcome to another instance of Raen Reborn. Today I'm going to be doing the Syrcus Tower. So hopefully it won't take so long to get in as it did last time, because the Crystal Tower just took forever. Okay. Alrighty then. Guess I can sell some stuff. So a little bit later today I will be doing the, actually I may do it tomorrow. I will probably be doing the Moonfire Fair event. Cheers. My seal's doing then. Some ventures. Did I join? I think. Unfortunately, there is going to be no Kingdom Death tonight because Forged by Geeks is currently at Dragonflight, Bellevue, Washington. So not be able to do that tonight, but if you are watching our YouTubes, you will see it appear there. And yeah, so yeah, last week on Kingdom Death was interesting. That was kind of just a little bit tragic. We actually died to the prologue White Lion, which is the easiest fight in the game, and we utterly failed at it, so go us. Ooh. The thing is, there's a lot of luck involved, which is why that happened. And that's, well, it's better than what it was. So, out you go for... Best way to do retainers that I've found is as soon as you unlock quick exploration, you should send them out for quick explorations as much as you can, as long as you can feed them with ventures, and then do field explorations for when you're not going to be able to get back to them anytime soon. But I do not pay that much attention to my retainers on this character. So, okay, so let's see here. I guess I could switch Arcanist. It's a massive level 6. Log. Sprite, lower Lanisha. Gotta actually summon my critter, Carbuncle. Oh. Well, we're not really that close yet, per se, but we're starting to close in on FanFest. It's starting to look like something that is going to happen sooner rather than later, which I'm quite looking forward to. It should be fun. Vegas is always nice. I'm wondering whether or not they're going to bring back the Extreme Primal Roulette, because that was interesting when I was there 2 years ago. Caused a lot of frustration from people, because, you know, people who were lining up, of course, you know, they were fans, but that didn't necessarily mean that they were high-level players or anything, so a lot of them had not actually cleared the Extreme Primals, and that created a lot of frustration from people who were trying to do those fights, because doing them with a handicap on top of knowing the fights, when they're very technical fights. I mean, this was back before the level cap was raised, so there wasn't even the sense of being able to... you know, not sync it, doing it unsynced. That wasn't a thing. So yeah, it was really rough. Super rough. I actually didn't complete it. I tried a bunch of times, but it just was not happening. We came pretty close to a no-tank Leviathan. It didn't help that we basically only got like maybe 2 runs at most of the content, and of course, you only had about 15 minutes, I think, or something like that, and like one of them was Mog, so basically one run at Mog was that. Like, there go your 15 minutes, you know, you have one chance. Oh, you failed? Well, that's too bad for you. Very frustrating, I have to say. But I will give it a shot this year, again, if I am presented the opportunity. I can't imagine why I wouldn't. And I have, like, no abilities. It's so weird starting out at a new character. Aether Flow is not useful because I don't have Energy Drain yet. So sad. I mean, I can get MP back, but it's not like I have a problem with MP. The speed run was fairly easy, relatively speaking, the dungeon speed runs. I think we got that our first try. Not sure we actually even played the PvP. The biggest problem that I had actually doing the FanFest content was I'm so used to my Naga that without my Naga it felt just terrible. I just had no idea what I was doing playing my character. It's like, wait, you have to move with the same hand that you're hitting buttons with? Like, how does that work? Yeah, it was terrible. I do not play with one of those highly customized sets where the, you know, where they'll rebind like R and F and the various other things to change, to put like the most used abilities within easy reach. Well, actually, no, I do rebind R. That's a lie. I do rebind R. But some of the other ones I don't. So, and I mean, like, really, are you gonna really, like, set up your entire key set doing it? Like, honestly, clearing an Extreme Primal on without any of your keybinds or customization, because you have time to set it up, but you only have like a couple of minutes, so you can't do anything really complicated with your keybinds. So that was really frustrating. Somebody is doing this Fate for... what's the name of it? the Yokai Watch event, so I'm just gonna let them finish it because I probably want to get full credit for it. Find a guide. Mount. Somewhere. I can easily access it if I'm gonna be fake grinding. Let's see. Overall, not too thrilled about anything that I've heard about this season for anime. And we're still watching Real Life, and that's been amazing still. But most of the rest of the stuff isn't all that interesting. Heard good things about Tales of Berseria. That's kind of a good thing to hear. Maybe I ought to pick that up and stream it a little bit. It's not actually a bad idea. I did see that some people were interested in seeing some of the old games that I have around. So I may try to work that into the rotation somewhere. Oh man, look at those 8s. Spectacular. Awesome. I love how fast that turtle moves. Does not look like it should be able to make that much ground, but boy, does it. And it can fly, too. Let's see, what else? Yeah, so far, kind of interesting playing the new campaign. We haven't gotten very far with it yet. Of Kingdom Death, I mean. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. We've already accumulated a few things. Not sure how to get most of the things we need in order to get our constellations, but... Oh right, that reminds me, I need to find the constellations. Because last I remember, I wasn't able to find them. That's kind of important, being able to actually use those. Second, I thought Emerald Carbuncle wasn't actually following me around. Just realized I was getting some backwash as I left my volume up. You fine people presumably did not hear it. Hope you didn't, because it's kind of irritating when you hear the same thing just a hair later. It's rather disturbing. My spirit bond with my weathered grimoire was complete. Let's see if my recommended gear picked up anything different now. No, apparently not. I definitely can't solo this when I'm below level. The Grand Bluening continues. It is currently what is popularly referred to as Magnafest, which is, it's kind of funny that people refer to it that way. So, you know, I don't know whether or not most MOBA gay have this kind of a thing, but basically there's this system where you can either use your own energy, you know, resource to launch a battle, or you have this other resource which is called BP in Japan or EP in English, and those are used to join other people's battles. So the thing is, during Magnafest, EP to start raid battles is halved. Or excuse me, EP to join raid battles is halved. So, you know, that's pretty significant because joining Magnafights usually takes 5 EP, which is the max that you can hold. It recovers like 1 every 20 minutes. So being able to do it for half EP is huge, and because that is one of the major ways that you actually improve your characters, because you get weapons out of them, which improves your ability to fight. I mean, it's the same way as any, like, MMO, basically. You raid for gear. It's just a little bit more grindy. In some ways, I mean, I guess. You're doing Magnafests and able to kill these bosses more quickly, which means you get, of course, more chances of gear, which means you're happier. So people are thrilled that it's Magnafest right now. You can do other things, and those are also half EP, or half AP to start them, and half EP to join them, but everybody calls it Magnafest because a lot of what you're going to be doing is Magnas. Aether down. Oh, yay! God, energy drain. That's nice. Oh, before that I couldn't stack. Oh, that explains why I wasn't getting ether, stacks of ether flow. Okay, I got this. I got this. I know what I'm talking about. I am no longer going to be raiding, though. I made that decision that I'm going to spend that time either on more streaming or on raiding. So I've raided for about almost 2 years now, I guess. Probably about 2 years, somewhere around there. So yeah, it's gonna be weird to have that kind of hole in my life. I think we took a break, at least for a while though, so there's that. But, yeah. All good things must come an end. Greetings! I mean, even with a casual group like mine, because we only raided twice a week for 2 hours, it's still a lot of commitment. You're also, you know, committing to keep your gear up, you know, to come with pots and food so that you're fully prepared to take part in the combat. You know, you're supposed to do research before you start fighting. You know, there's just tons of stuff. So I think it is going to be a bit of a low load off. No longer need commit to that. Now, I say that I quit my raid group, but it's not quite exactly 100% yet. I play Bard for them. So the problem with that is that Bards are kind of rare. Not exactly rare, but like, you know, getting a good Bard is a little bit difficult. So they're trying out people to replace me with, but I'm still expected to show up to raid for a little while. I told them I wasn't just going to leave them in the lurch, so I may still kind of trickle in raids for a month or so. But when that's over... This is a really bad place to stand for this fade, because they will raid in on me. Oh, shoot. Oh, this is bad. Sorry, that kind of caught me off guard there for a second. The entire crap, you know, two dodos? How do I handle that? Carefully. That's the answer, carefully. Thought that bastard was gonna come out. Frick. That's a little better. For some reason, because I usually actually play Scholar, so I keep wanting to switch into Cleric stance. Like, oh noes, I'm not in Cleric stance. My DPS is gonna be terrible. Thrilling. Well, we're slowly getting there. Though, as usual, the average wait time has proved to be a lie. Total and complete and utter lie. Could pick a fight with lightning sprite. Like sitting here like, where's Carby? Carby? Hello? Carby? Didn't pull a Tataru on me, did you? I mean, I really need better gear. That would improve my DPS output immensely. But... oh, I can wear some better gear now. Yay. But I still don't have a better book. Oh, wow. Oops. Tempest Gate, huh? Okay. I didn't even do the level 1 class, I just unlocked it. Wow. Just goes to show you. I mean, you won't get any job abilities, right, if you don't do your class quests. But otherwise... no big deal. Needs to actually accomplish the class quests. It's not important. Getting so bent out of shape out of silly things. mean, soon enough this will actually pop, and that'll be nice. There we go. That's an accomplishment. Soon be a real Arcanist. An official member of the Arcanist Guild instead of a rogue. Practicing her arts in secret. I think that's a little bit to anticipate from somebody who's only level 5 when you want to see her again. Command Carbuncle as easily as moving your own limbs. I think most people are just using Obey. Oh, somebody's healing me. Oh, massive 44. Come on, let me in. Ugh. I will get another. No reason to get bent out of shape wanting another thing. My Arcanist. Oh, shoot. Mentor. Repair my stuff just in case things wasn't. Yeah. So I am still playing at least some Brave Exvius. Even though it is definitely pales in comparison to, Grand Blue. I just love waiting for queues. Guess I can go turn in the rats in the wharf quest. Doubt it's gonna cause any big issues. Oh, such a troll when it actually pops and then did not. Aft castle. Aww. I don't need a hat. Oh, there we go. Oh, I took that on my black mage. Shit. Oh well. Oh, oh! Ooh. Preserving the instance. Taking its sweet time on it. Everybody except... Everybody except... Wow, I'm actually getting high on poetics. So, I mean, fundamentally, this is very similar to Labyrinth of the Ancients, but overall easier. We're actually not going to see, like, half the mechanics unless people are not doing very well. my job is going to be AoEing. A lot of AoEing. Most tanks just pull all of these together. And everybody goes ham on AoE. No, unless they get interrupted by some bullshit ability. Lots of dragons in this one. Well, lots might be a little bit too much, but like all of the trash has a dragon in it. Red, I think? So apparently we're in stoplight country. That was the yellow. Alright, so now we've got the first boss, Scylla. Oh, and we're Alliance A. So there is no proof exactly, but everybody kind of... There's some common wisdom that A seems to get a lot of the orbs in this fight. So there are 3 types of orbs. There's a purple orb, which you need to take to the lightning pillars. There's an ice orb, which freezes you and anybody in a water puddle with you, and then there is a fire puddle, or fire orb, which can be used to free ice people. If you trigger a fire in a water pool, then you will get rid of it, which is bad because you need those water pools later. And if you use an ice in a water pool, you also get rid of it, and when you do that, you also freeze anybody else who was in the puddle with it with you. So this has produced some pretty funny things where people have basically just ended up trolling all of the rest of the melee by dropping a puddle there, and then whatever. Okay, so we're probably not actually going to see this part of the fight, but the reason why you're taking these lightning balls to the pillars is because you need to charge each of these to 3, and when one is charged to 3, then the floor lights up. So we'll see whether that actually happens. If somebody doesn't actually do their pillar properly, so there we go. So that one's lit up. It is ready and in good shape. So that guy's got an ice one. Can't escape the ice or the fire. They will not. You can run away from the lightning orbs, but if you do, then you don't get the pillar credit. And so everybody needs to be in water for Ancient Flare. Somebody trolled us. Aw. There was a puddle there, and then there wasn't a puddle there anymore. Okay, so if we got to the point, then not having these pillars fully charged would mean that we couldn't stand on these platforms for Daybreak, which is what you're supposed to do. She starts casting Daybreak, you stand on the pillars, and it reflects, and then some ads spawn, and then you continue DPSing her. So yeah. That doesn't happen anymore. It used to be most of the time you'd see Daybreak, but these days that's not the case. Okay. Righty then. So now more trash. this one, I think a green dragon is gonna drop in, and then I think they're gonna clone Une and Ika. Wow, talk about, like, machinists to holy hell in this party. Come on, yes. So comes the dragon. I'm using another live tub today, and it is old and it is super pissed at me because I have not updated it in a while. Yeah, the Dogas and Une's clones are actually a bit of a pain in the ass because they actually have some, like, if you try to tank them and you're not a tank, they hurt like hell. Which currently I'm trying to tank one. Tornado is ouch. Alright, so this boss, again, we're not going to see most of the mechanics on him. There used to be a thing where after a certain point, well, I had to explain it for posterity. Okay, so if you get to this point, there are these lightning things that come up, and there are these enemies which you need to tank and kill within those light beams. Like, they'll stretch out to catch up with you, so you just have to have them close. But those create pillars, which you use to be able to summon teleporters, well, bounce pads, so you can bounce out to the edges when his ultimate goes off, when the floor goes black. Nobody sees that anymore. That's why he says, that's why the guy's saying, ignore the ads so we can DPS before the ultimate. Yeah, shortly there are going to be ads. Nobody's going to pay attention to them except some people who actually, like, want to play the game the way that it's supposed to be played. So these things are technically charging Glacia Labolas up. Nobody cares. Like, we're going to push him fast enough that it's not even going to matter. So yeah, there's somebody attacking them. One thing is that you can't actually DPS them unless somebody is in the AoE. So there's that too. Just of note. Like, you can't even, what's the term? I don't think you can even do this at min-item level. So, who knows if anybody's ever gonna see that again. It would be pretty cool if you could do it at min-I level. Like, some of these fights were pretty difficult, if you actually did them at level. I mean, if you want a real challenge, you do, like, the extreme primals at a level. Pretty funny, because you actually see people doing these kind of things. And they're actually kind of generous. The Krishya, one of the major Japanese guilds, at one point was trying to do the final boss of the raid tier at the minimum reasonable eye level. Like, so they were doing it, they weren't even doing it what the game called the min-eye level. because the game's min-eye level is, I think, eye level 72. And no, they did it at like eye level 55, like, which is crazy. Somebody's gonna be marked for a dive bomb. There, okay. So now it's the red dragon. And some ads that aren't really that important. Reading a new book about learning, which is interesting. Okay. Alright, so this fight is interesting. I mean, the next one is also interesting. You can't skip the mechanics here as much as you could in other ones, so I'll call them out as they come. Basically kill ads. There is also an ability called Curtain Call, which if you're ignoring everything else in this fight, you still want to pay attention to Curtain Call, because you have to hide behind a rock, otherwise it kills you. So... those need to be killed, otherwise they do kind of irritating status effects. These marks indicate that you're getting targeted for an orb. You want to pass those orbs off on the cum-cums. If they catch up with you, then... ah, shit. I'm actually... currently tanking. Okay. This is fine. So, if these byproducts reach the middle, then, they, like, pacify or silence the raids. They're really irritating. The lightning balls will shrink cum-cums, as you can see there, or they will shrink you if you get caught by them. So now some people are oh, I forgot about pyrotechnics. If you get marked with a bomb, then your healer has to, cleanse you, otherwise you, otherwise you explode and make everybody, and knock everybody around you. Frogs have fire breath, which they can use to, free people who are trapped in ice. It used to be, at least, that it was a little bit of a risky strategy, because if they freed them, that he wouldn't always re-ice people before he did Curtain Call. And if there's no ice available for when he does Curtain Call, then you die. So, that's bad. You don't want to do that. Like, for instance, this guy... oh, he's actually gonna hide. I bet at least one person's gonna die, though. Yep, Smoke Shadow. Yep, goodbye. Okay, so now for the final boss. That was fast, right? I mean, that's kind of the nice thing about this, the Syrcus Tower. It is pretty fast. Okay, so now here we have Sunday. I love the top of this tower, honestly. It's just beautiful. Does look kind of like a badass. Also can teleport. I don't think he's even holding his staff. Wow, they waited for me. I'm shocked. He's not even holding his staff. Alright, so yellow circles must have at least one person standing in them. Avoid AoEs. Let's see. Other things. Comets. Kill comets. So yeah, these are the yellow circles. Somebody needs to be standing in each of them. Like right here. Oh, somebody... I didn't see the one all the way back there. So yeah, you take a little bit of damage, but it doesn't do a whole party AoE damage that hurts like hell. That's a pretty common mechanic in these 24 mounts. So soon enough, he is going to disappear, at which point they're going to spawn all around the edges a bunch of these things, stonefall circles. I say a bunch, but there are 3 in the first one and 6 in the second. They're summoning meteors, so that's bad. If the center one comes down, then it kills you, and you are dead. I don't think you can survive the center one. You can survive an explosion, maybe 2 from the outer ones. So now he comes back. Somebody in each alliance is gonna get a little black thing over their head. You find your black thing. Usually people try to position it towards the center so the DPS, so the melee DPS can continue DPSing. You have to be standing on it, otherwise this attack will hurt the living daylights out of you. Sometimes you can survive, I think, but it's not good. It's followed up by an AoE, which chooses random people, which means it tends to be stacked in a small area, so it can be a little hard to dodge, though it's usually not too bad. So once we push him, which should be shortly, yeah. More stonefall circles, and another starfall circle. Being a badass on this throne. The skies are dark, it's very ominous. So now black circles again. Yeah, if one person takes that black circle, it tends to be kind of bad. Kind of want to avoid that happening. That's not what happened there, but just, you know, for reference, you don't want to take that away from the group. You want to spread that damage. Okay, so there we go. That's the end of Syrcus Tower. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy. And the sun has returned. kind of funny that now we're down to just the 8 people in my alliance. Don't need Phlegethon's loincloth. People were thrilled, actually, when this first came out. Because they were like, oh my god, it's boss cosplay! Wow. Okay. So now everything's finished, right? Except these things come in 3 parts. Oh man, the 2 of them just love each other. Void Scent caused no end of problems. That's pretty dangerous. Just Nero just wandering around in the back while these matters of import are going on. Nutcase? Ooh. Those look like more clones. Yakka? So I was scared of returning to death. Okay, so he definitely lost it. Oh. Hey man, Heidelin wants what she wants. Ooh. And Nero's pulled in as well. Yeah, I'm gonna have to argue with that. Well, at least the clones stopped. Oh, that wasn't exactly perfectly successful. Now was it? That is the Titan horse. Where the fuck am I going? I got so caught up in playing with the fucking party finder that I just completely ignored the fact that I was going to someplace I didn't care about. And if I needed to get to Mordona, I could have fucking teleported. Ah, it's alright, I'm fine. I'm doing great. Okay. Yeah, it was kind of a rough time. He didn't succeed yet. I mean, things are still kind of bad, I think. Fair enough. Can't say I disagree. Ah, come on. I know it hurt you like him, Sid. If he's a crazy bastard. Rambrose is like, screw Nero, though. And yet, the next time I speak with him, he's gonna have the answer. Because this content was already released. Oh, Biggs says nothing to me. Have I wronged you, Biggs? Be made aware of. That's kind of an unnerving way of putting it. Summarizing, for those of you for whom this was 2 patches ago. Well, then... well, that gives us a reason to finish this quickly. Yeah, let's not do that. I'm voting for no on that one. Because we can jump in. I mean... oh, okay, that's good, because before we were talking about that being impossible. So you want me to go into the dark room, huh? Oh, that's good. Yeah, I mean, even if we don't go through it now, I'd imagine you'd want us to knock down anything that might come through. Oh, actually, I've desperately got to go for nap time now. Oh. I'm presuming these were written by Garaha, since I think that was supposed to be what he was supposed to be doing. That was part of his responsibility here. And, it's very nice that he thinks I'm stalwart and I'm indomitable. Excuse me. The adventurers were stalwart, I am indomitable. Boy, burnt servants, huh? Entities. Hmm. I love how they're still doing the Phlegaron Acheron thing. Acheron thing. Wow, that's interesting. Ah, that explains why it's named differently. I just don't see... I mean, I guess it sort of worked, so... sort of. Except for the fact that he was sort of driven mad by the process. Well, that's interesting. Okay, so off back to the Crystal Tower to talk with Biggs and Wedge to see whether or not they can somehow get us into the, void, because that's a great idea. Come on! Yes, yes! I think I snuck past them. Ha! Ha! I'm gonna give you the finger, you stupid gigas. Okay, so here's Biggs and Wedge. Yeah, I, well, oh well. Yep. And to go through it. Because that's wisdom. League vault. Alright. Nothing can go wrong here. Would have thought the Ironworks folks would be dressed a little bit less scholarly, more engineeringly, but maybe these are actually, the, Sons of Saint Konak. His insight could be pretty valuable, considering he's kind of got a view onto things that, the rest of us don't. I don't know. Empires tend to end poorly no matter who sits on the throne. Oh. Well, that's interesting. Ugh. Oh, so that's when the fourth calamity happened then. rebellion kind of kicked off the destruction of the Empire then. Not sure that he got it from studying. Yeah. They're just sitting around chatting like nothing else. Nothing's going wrong. Then we're gonna open up a bloody huge void gate. I really hope you guys know what you're doing. Well, it's a hole at least. Okay, well, now it's back. I love how we're so happy about this. I mean, given that we had no other options. What if it went somewhere else? Translation, I need to go summon a bunch of adventurers to go storm this gate. Okay then. I guess he wants to discuss it in private. I wouldn't want to leave that thing unattended. You know, that's just my impression. That might be a bad idea. That's gotta be a disturbing feeling. Was your father a scholar too, I wonder? Do you want to come with me, essentially? That was easy. Of course, then again, given that we have no idea what's going on with him, it's also kind of dangerous, which is probably why he asked. No, we'll waste no time except for the time waiting for the adventurers to show up to actually let me complete this. Okay. I mean, technically it's supposed to be quicker than the last one, so that's good. Okay. Well, I kind of know that feeling from college. Alrighty then. Wild dodos and tiny mandragoras. Lower Lenosha again. Right, so a little bit to the north. Oh, yeah, I should probably summon my carbuncle too. Let's go, Carby. So I think they're saying that in 3.4 they will let you actually have carbuncle out even while you're using all of the abilities of even as a summoner, which I think some summoners are really thrilled about. There's a lot of affection for the carbuncles, and so being able to see whatever pet appearance they want is going to be a big positive for several of them. Okay. Oops. How about I cast the right thing? Because the thing is, because I play Scholar more frequently than Summoner on my main character, I just naturally think that I have to blow into Cleric stance before I cast abilities, and that my attack abilities are actually on my top bar instead of my bottom bar. Because, I mean, I want my healing abilities more accessible when I'm a healer, right? Even though as a Scholar you do spend quite a bit of your time in Cleric stance. Could just imagine actually spending like all of my time like just hitting shift my abilities instead, because I just can't break the muscle memory. It would be kind of funny. Okay, there we go. So that was pretty easy. I mean, I'm not exactly sure what I'm supposed to be doing for studying my enemies for these, because there's not much variance in my tactics. Cast dots, ruin everything, sick Carby on them. Okay. Ah, a second part to the test. Oh, that's cheery. Okay, flesh-eating Vilekin, huh? Zephyr Gate? This was what, Tataru was doing. Except my carbuncle isn't gonna pitch a fit and run away. I don't know, are tree slugs Vilekin? I mean, I guess probably so. So did they pack these with this stuff? Somebody reading a book behind me. She's faced away from me with her head in a book. Terrible, I suppose. Yeah, I think you went past that point. Oh, that's good to hear. I kind of feel like that percentage is not very accurate. Wow. She really admires the guy, doesn't she? Fair enough. Cat people. Okay, crates collected. Back to Limsa Lominsa. Yes, I have. That's okay. So I suppose that's a plus in my favor, like an A plus or a B plus, as opposed to just an A or a B. Yeah, if you kept that kind of gear, you'd be kicked out of parties. Well, I can try. Okay, then. Both book ended up in my brace. Let's fix that. There we go. And I could not do the next quest even if I wanted to, because I'm not high enough level. Can even— well, no, I can do leave quests. So, relatively soon, I should be able to get myself in darkness, which will be nice. So many people here. I don't appear to have access to the residential areas yet. I guess I can continue. Oh, I'm actually on the second? Oh, that's Archer. Oh, or, you know, I can do World of Darkness. Alright, so hopefully this will actually just go. No false cues. That'd be nice. One withdraw. Oh, wow. Okay, that's creepy. Alright, so this raid can be a little bit more troublesome than the last one can be. There's a chocobo. Okay. Alright, so Alliance B this time. Okay, so the first are 3 chimeras. These can be a little bit challenging. If the dragon's voice comes out, I'm probably getting paralyzed, which sucks. So it starts here with just these 3 chimera enemies. And then some ninjas and this 2-headed dragon appear. Okay, this is off to a good start. Okay. Oh, I forgot this dungeon doesn't go in straight lines. Okay. So, this boss, the first thing you need to know about him is that in front of him is white, and behind him is red. And you want to only stand in the white and the red once each time. So, like, you want to try to switch back and forth between them. If you get 2 stacks, it's not the end of the world, but if you get 3, it's really bad. You're probably gonna die. So in general, you want to be nice about it. Also, look away from mortal gaze. Otherwise, you need to cleanse in these pools. They move relatively quickly, so it can be a pain to cleanse. So in general, I'd suggest trying to avoid that. This is double vision, so that's the white, this is the red. So when the oh yeah, so keep out of these large circles. Technically they're okay if you have a certain number of people in them, but usually it's just best for everybody to clear out and the one person to stand in there solo. Final hourglasses, supposed to kill them. Usually I try to spend the entire part of this phase facing away from Angramanyu, because he usually does mortal gaze at least once during this phase. So you don't want to be looking at him when that happens. So yeah, as I said, trying to avoid looking at him entirely. So there's that mortal gaze that I was talking about. So then he, one of these areas gets filled with some stuff. You don't want to be standing in that when it happens. If you're standing in it when it flashes the first time, you're basically bound, in which case you're dead, usually. Kill the Angramanu, the Dewas, ideally. So that was a switch for that, and everything's good. Level 50 death, get out of it. Let's see. That's pretty much the fight, really. Really weird to stand in the front plane of the boss, like, you know, the front 180 degrees. Mortal gaze, look away. Since that's not something you usually want to do. Usually you want to stand behind the boss somewhere, so that switching colors thing is an interesting mechanic, a little bit counterintuitive. We're probably gonna get another set of hourglasses. Yep, there we go. Final hourglass. I would ideally not... Yeah. That... A lot of people are dead. Let's get out of here. Poor healers. Their mortal gaze. Like, even if you fail at the final hourglasses, it doesn't necessarily kill you. It just means that anybody who's in that quarter of the room is probably dead. Here's more Dewas. We can kill the Dewa. Okay. Go out the right. All right. People still have problem with these fights, as you may have noticed. My cat is misbehaving. So we want to kill these forbidden gates. Otherwise they spawn ads. So ideally we kill as many of them as possible, which 2 is respectable. In the second set you want to kill the middle one, because it spawns an ad that is worse than the Thors. So the treasure coffer spawns, somebody opens it, that's fine, and then a clone of Xande appears. Now we're wiping this middle forbidden gate. Trying to. That was close. Okay, so now we've got the Thors. Dande's a bit of a pain. I think you can silence some of his abilities. Like, because I don't think we took the Ancient Quagga damage. So really, Zande is second priority, and then you wipe up the Thors. Jormungandr is really the first one. If you see a Jormungandr, you kill it. But then Zande is next. Okay. So next, I believe, is the five-headed dragon. So for this one, the mechanics are kind of a clusterfuck. There's like a ton of mechanics. If you get a red tether, you need to drop it off on somebody else after you take like one stack or something, because otherwise it can kill you. If you get the purple mark over your head, then you want to whatchamacallit, you want to stack. Those you have to avoid. You need to kill prominences. Oh, okay. So they want to do the off tank, takes it from the burn thing. Okay. Poison, you want to have some people stand in the poison puddle and kill the ads. That person just took the lightning thing off to the side, which was not the right solution to the problem. That is gonna be ice, I believe. No, that's the poison. Okay, somebody's getting that. And so now we're doing, this is a DPS check. We're supposed to kill the heads as quickly as possible. Then he's gonna do a big attack. Discordance. It's not that big though, as long as you don't fail. Puddle. So the inhale is somebody's going to be marked with yellow. You don't want to be near them. No, we didn't do that mechanic correctly. Somebody wasn't standing in the green puddle. Some people got hit by the yellow. Yeah, I mean, seriously, this fight, you can screw up a lot of it without actually, like, losing it, so there's that, but, it's honestly on the level of some of the raids and complexity, just of all the mechanics. So those are the ice patches. If you stand in one of them, you get deep freeze, which prevents you from doing anything. That can be useful. I just helped that guy not get murdered by his lightning. If you are near the yellow and you get, and you stand in the ice, then you won't get knocked into the air and get the vulnerability stack, so that can be a good trade-off to make. Here we go, heat wave. So heat wave, if you do anything, then it hurts you. You want to stop until it's over with. If somebody, like, adlows you, or otherwise does something that prevents the original pyretic debuff from hitting you, then you don't need to worry about it. There's a couple of mechanics you can cheese like that in this dungeon. Okay, so next is one of kind of the interesting fights of this. The idea is that it's basically a weird version of the Adamus fight from Crystal Tower. So basically, with a different feel. Like, you can't screw it up for the other alliances, as far as I can tell. I mean, I guess if 2 alliances went down, then maybe you'd be in serious trouble, but I don't think I've ever seen anybody fail at this. In short, each alliance goes to their platform. Each platform has an Atomos. These areas around the edge are used to enable jump platforms down here for other alliances. Basically, what you want to do is he'll mark people, and if you're marked, you want to jump over the edge so that you don't get sucked in. And if you are not marked, you want to be nowhere near the marked person. So that person did it right. Oh, they got knocked right back up. Okay, that's good. Okay. So if they don't get actually knocked off, then you don't get the, whatchamacallit. You don't get white holes, so they did it wrong. They got caught, which meant the white hole happened. There's ads. They really suck. They hurt. Shockwave knocks everybody backwards, so you want to be in the center of the platform when it happens. Otherwise, you can get knocked off. Shockwave again. That person is marked. Get away from them. I mean, honestly, I almost never see people do this perfectly. Yeah, there are some interesting things you could do, like the person with the mark always, like, holds it to a different location or something like that. But yeah, see, I mean, overall, it's not that hard. It's pretty hard to actually screw it up so bad that you can't pass it. So the next boss is Cerberus. That's when you can screw up. I still see people screwing it up from time to time. So these days almost everybody does all DPS in. So that's what I'm gonna explain. When you see him drop the gastric juice, you want to run over and get minimized. Follow your alliance's guidance. Wait, really? I guess they want to do it alliance by alliance, but... Okay. So... wants me to stay out of the belly. Okay. I mean, honestly, it can be hard to get the right stuff if you go in, because it can be too slow to get your casts, your stacks fall out, all that kind of shit. So I guess I will stay out like a good team player. So he starts chained, then he breaks his chains. This is when he drops the gastric juice, which is that target marker on that guy, Lax Infernite, right over there. The gastric juice is there. You don't attack the gastric juice, you just leave it alone. And then next he'll Slabber, which is an AoE. You want to stay out of that until you... So basically you want to go to the gastric juice, get minimized, and then go and run into the Slabber and get pulled inside. So while the people inside are killing the belly, apparently the tanks aren't grabbing the ads. Ugh, I just got murdered. Ads are going everywhere. Oh, what a mess. Die to Syrcus again. So, now's the other part of the fight. Two people have to go out and grab the chains, and then bring them to the open feathers and attack them and attach them. Otherwise, we all die. Dodge lightning. Dodge Hound out of hell. Stay out of his tail range. More lightning. The DPS out here is nice, but honestly a lot of the DPS is just done by the people inside the stomach actually doing their job and murdering him and killing his stomach stuff. So he broke his chains again. This is kind of a trick. Like, the bastard kind of tricks you. So what he does is he actually drops the Slabber first this time. He does not drop the gastric juice first. So that catches some people off guard. Okay, so Ulation, like, you want to be with somebody else, unless you get... Okay, I didn't actually get it, but, like, if your healers are not on point, and they don't shield you, then you may get, the abandonment, debuff, and if you get abandonment, then you need to stand next to somebody else in your group. Okay, it looks like at least tank is finally getting the ads. That's good. I'm fine with DPSing the ads if he's tanking them, because they will eat you up if you're not a tank. Has happened to me, as you may have seen. That's one ad down. So yeah, he won't continue eating indefinitely. This should kill him once they get out of the stomach. There we go. Basically giving the poor little boy an ulcer. Okay. So now the final boss. This one kills a lot of people, actually. I've seen wipes on this boss even when people don't, even when otherwise all of the other bosses went well. Okay. So, these waymarks are because later in the fight there will be a thing which happens, and we'll have to split into alliances. Make sure that we can handle them properly. Nobody's given me protect. Unprotected. There we go. Now I'm protected. Yeah. Okay. So the first thing that usually happens is somebody gets marked with a target, like right there. And they usually just try to dodge it a little bit, and then they don't realize that this follow-up pillar is going to murder them. And then it murders them. So there are a couple of things to be aware of with that. You don't want to, you don't want to run it through the group. Usually people run it around the back. So she's also running around. In this case, she just stayed where she was, but she'll teleport to other locations in the arena, which can be a real pain. But yeah. So there's the next person who's getting attacked by it. That one actually is doing the mechanic correctly by running around the edge of the arena away from everybody else so that they are safe and everybody else is safe and then we're all happy. Okay. So now we have the meteors. We didn't handle them correctly, which meant there was a lot of damage that went out, which was very hard on our tank and our healers for our tank. Partially because our healers were trying to do this. Okay. So now for this, see these enemies? We need to kill them before they reach her. If you stand in front of one of them, they get heavy. That's an important thing to help slow them down and prevent them from reaching the thing. There's also meteors during this time. You kind of want to not get the meteor stuff, like as you can see here, meteors. Looks like the meteors are mostly covered, so... Back here, which nobody's getting. I will get it. looks like everything. She has no stacks, which means we did it right. Usually I don't see people wipe on the first one. It's usually the second one that people wipe on if they're gonna wipe. So now, she's gonna do one of two things. She's either going to spawn a bunch of... Okay, so she did spawn those. So you have to hit them. Otherwise... don't hit them, then they explode, and it's a real pain. Okay, so that was fun. Now she's there. Next is gonna be the, you don't want to stand in that. Next is gonna be this. So you go to your spot, and you start attacking your hypercharged cloud. I hope she can manage it. Now that once we've chosen, we can't do anything. Okay. There, so get out. Some more clouds. More meteors. So if the area is circled, then that means somebody's already in it. So that's a good way to glance to see whether or not you're in trouble. One. We missed a few. This should still be okay. Still managed to survive it. It does hurt. Oh man, it goes right through Mana Wave. Mana Ward. Good. Shadow lurkers. Again. Oh no, 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 no. Why are there so many people in big? Well, complaining about fail, but truthfully, we survived, so there's that. Ah, fuck. Oh, this is honestly going on pretty long. Okay. Oh man, I think we almost wiped on that. But success. We accomplished it. we go. Ooh. Okay. Oh, I got a puff of darkness. Alright. So that is the end of that. I suppose there is still some story. Poor Nier is an afterthought. Understandably, seriously. Holy shit. Does he look alright? Well, I guess that makes sense, but that really sucks. Dude, you look nearly dead. I don't think your ambitions are really, like, gonna help you. Didn't we just kick your ass? Your aim sucks, though. Welp. That worked. guess he's considered fully royal now. I feel like he should be running in behind, since he can deflect it. Yeah, but it was for a good cause. Yeah, an A in Doka. Yeah. No, you do. That's why his eyes are both red now. It fulfilled your purpose too, though. What's my equipment do? Most of it needs to be upgraded. Stop hitting me. I just want to leave. Meanies. Terrible picking on an innocent little black mage who wouldn't hurt a fly with her fists. Mostly sets them on fire. So cruel. I don't know, that may cause him to hatch dastardly schemes. Probably to carry it into the future. I don't really like thinking about things that way. Oh, that's a good point. I haven't seen Nero around. As he's preparing to seal it. Back to the Crystal Tower. I can't wait until I'm level 60 and I can ignore all of you again. I mean, they kind of ignore me anyways, but... Right, and we're just gonna talk to a normal son of St. Konak. Just thinking he was gonna seal it off and didn't want you stuck inside. And that's why he's sealing it. It's a painful parting, even though he's not gonna even die. I actually kind of love the ending to this story. It's sad, but... Oh, and there's Nero. Running back and forth across Mordona. Swear to God, they're always facing me when I come out of there. And I can't ride through the 8 sentinels on my bloody mount, so I always have to run out of here. It's like terrible. It's just terrible. Why would they do that? I wonder why they don't move the beacon. Okay, so back to Rambo. Now all alone, with not even Sid in them. Yeah, I'd imagine that probably set his imagination afire. Farewell, Rembros. Well, and that is the end of the Crystal Tower storyline, so thank you for joining me. I'm glad that this went much better this time than the last time. So yes, next I believe I will be doing the Hildebrand storyline, and then maybe, just maybe, I'll get started with Heavensward. So thank you for watching. If you're on Twitch, please follow me, and if you're on YouTube, please like, favorite, and subscribe. It's been great spending this time with you, and I'll see you again next Saturday. Take care, everybody!